Welcome back to the Corner Faster Get Fast series. This is the second video at Lime Rock Park in the Porsche Cayman GT4, and we're in the middle of 50 laps to get up to speed. In our first 3 laps, we learned the layout, including safety features, runoff areas, corner worker stations, and now we're going to learn where to look and when. The goal here is to look with purpose around the entire track. But the first thing we're going to do is just get familiar with our environment and surroundings. Just taking in for turn 1, the bridge, corner worker station, billboards, trees, the large hill in the background, the grass runoff areas on either side, and then how the tree line ends at exit, opens up into the left hand and right hand, basically the field that these corners run through. We've got a hill in the distance. We've got the trees behind the right-hander with more billboards and structures to orient our vision. And then the track gets visually tighter as the wall comes in on the left and we head down the Paul Newman Straight. Heading in the uphill, we could see the pitch of the wall on the left. It's sharp uphill, nothing but pavement, and then nothing but sky in our windshield as we crest the hill. We've got some more structures and additional runoff area, an access road on the left, and the bridge at exit. Finally, we've got some billboards, a catch fence, a tire wall, and again, a tree line that ends as we enter the front straight. So we can scan for these things in the straightaways. So we'll slow things down a little bit and take a look at some specific reference points now. For braking, we've got the 6, 5, 4, 3. For turn in, we can use the 2 or just after. We can also use the lettering on the bridge to make sure that we've got our line right. But really we're looking for the curbing on the inside of turn 1 and turn 2, as well as the trajectory of the camber mid-corner. So we're going to be aiming for the white line where it meets the very edge and base of that curb. Aiming for the cambered middle part of the corner, and then back down into the pocket of camber at the white line. Since we're not trying to use all of this exit curve, we're just going to aim for where the white line meets the beginning of that curve. It's not many visual reference points on the way into the left-hander, maybe the end of the wall on the right, but it's on the wrong side of the track for where we want to be pointing. Looking ahead to the beginning of the apex curve and then following that apex curve all the way around is the best visual reference for the left-hander. We can pick up the brief moment where the line is straight just for a short period of time. That's the transition between the left and right-hander. And aiming our vision through the right hand, we want to look at where the white line meets the apex curve and where the white line meets the exit curve. Again, this is a curve we don't want to use too much of at speed as it's pitched off camber. Into the uphill, this is a take it or leave it set of curves, both at turn in. So if we are going to use them, aiming the vision right in the middle of the scallops, but not at the highest edge of the scallops on the left. That's definitely not helpful in any car, but the base of the scallops right in the middle if you're going to use it. If you're not going to use the curve, aim for that white line right at the base of that curve. Similarly, for the apex curve, you want to aim either for where the white line meets the curve if you're not going to use it, or if you are going to use it, then definitely use it and get up and take advantage of the flat portion of the curve by aiming the vision where the dirt and grass meet the far right inside portion of the concrete curve. On exit, we're going to look for where the white line intersects the grass. We have to imagine that because it's just out of vision and a full car length beyond the corner worker station. Maybe 2 car lengths beyond the corner worker station. So this is a point we're going to have to imagine as it is out of sight on the way in. Heading into West Bend, we could take a look at the straight line running along the left, which then starts to kink and bend. We want to turn in before that point. We want to apex where the white line meets the base of the concrete curve, where the access road meets that curve. And then on exit, aim the vision and pick up the beginning of the exit curve. And in a lot of cases, the momentum will carry the car all the way under the curb. So aiming the vision right into the middle of those scallops is where we want to be looking for exit. Vision tightens up again down the hill. We want to aim down the hill, lining up with the billboards. And then specifically for turn in, once it's in view, lining up where the white line meets the grass. There's a little bit of space here on the left that disappears at turn in, right as the track flattens out, and this is your turn in point. The next visual reference is going to be the white line on the inside of the apex curve, and then finally the middle of the track out curb. So now we've got a couple laps under our belt analyzing the vision for Lime Rock Park, including long distance scenery and some specific reference points that we want to look at on the racing surface itself. Now, as we're approaching a corner, we want to scan it briefly and then trace the line through the corner, keeping our vision ahead of where we are in the car physically at any given moment. So we can break this down into a dozen different stages of the corner, but we'll keep it simple. And I'm going to call out when we should be looking into the corner towards the apex and when we should be looking up off the apex towards the exit or towards the next corner in the complex. About once we get past the 2, we want to be looking into the turn for that apex mark, the white line along the inside. At this point, we're about to reach the apex and we want to pick our vision up and follow the line into mid-corner. Now, our trajectory mid-corner is established and the second apex curve is in view. We want to pick our vision up at this point to spot the second apex. Now we're on a path into that sweet camber of the second apex, and we want to pick our vision up and spot the pavement beyond apex and towards exit. Spot the exit now. Now we want to look into the corner and pick up the apex now. But before we finish the curbing, we want to pick up the transition point and where we want to line up for the right-hander. Before turning in and shifting weight all the way from right to left, as we turn from left to right, we want to look at the apex curve. And as soon as we're into the camber of the right-hander and our track is established, pick the vision up and try to find the off-camber exit curbing. You should be able to spot the exact exit and up the straightaway as soon as you're out of the apex. Heading into the uphill after scanning the corner helps to look into the corner pretty much right as you get to the beginning of the apex curb. The beginning of the turn-in curb, spotting the apex curb here. And definitely before we get to the apex curb, spotting all the additional pavement, which is where we're still going to be doing a bit of turning into the uphill. And at this point, looking for and imagining the exit point, which is just beyond what's in view right now. And at this point, trying to stay lined up with the structures and the trees on the left, picking up the white line as soon as it comes into view. Timing-wise for West Bend, we want to look into the corner. Right here on the white line, making sure we're spotting that apex where the access road meets. And as soon as we can see the access road and that we're lined up to apex, pick the vision up and spot this additional track which is just coming into view and the exit just out of view at the very edge of what we can see here. At this point, trying to pick up the exact apex, the exact exit, which is just beyond the crest. Now we're scanning the downhill corner. As soon as it's in view, spotting the turn in. And for the apex and the exit, you get a good view of the apex, but you have to pick the vision up as it's pointed down into the surface. And here we want to be looking for the exit. And that is how to look your way around Lime Rock Park. Taking in the long-range scenery, identifying specific reference points, and then of course nailing the timing of looking into the corner before turning in and looking for the exit for apexing. Stick around for the next few laps where we start to place the car around the track and use the entire track surface.